Okay, true story. I'm pretty terrible at vlogging. And I forgot that I was terrible at vlogging because I hadn't done it in a while. And when I started trying to do it again, I remember why I was never very good at this. I'm not good at setting up shots and getting B-roll and showing off my life in interesting ways like the vloggers do here on YouTube. Because honestly, I don't know always what's that interesting about my life. It's kind of the same thing every day, and I follow the same habits and the same routines, and I just honestly don't have the energy to make myself look really cute before I do any of these things. And so this week I decided to approach it in a different way. Remember, I told you I had those habits and those rituals and those routines, and I thought that maybe I could just show you those. So this week I wanted to tell you 5 simple things that make me feel better. And this feels really relevant because I had a really hard hormone cycle this last week. If you have listened to my interview with my naturopath doctor, then you know I have been working to balance my hormones for a year now. And I have gained so much knowledge and I've come so far, but I still have periods of time where my hormones get out of balance again for different reasons, and that happened this last week. And like most people, I have children, I have a life, I have a job, I have a lot that's counting on me. And so I don't have the ability to sort of tuck myself away and not function, which is what I wanted to do. But instead, I went back to my habits. As silly as it sounds, nice pajamas. Nice pajamas really help me feel better. Whenever I actually put on a pair of matching pajamas, I feel better. When you wear something that makes you feel good, you feel good. And that seems so obvious, but it really does help me. And I think this is true for all of us. The second thing that I do as a habit that really does help is my morning gratitude practice. I know I have been talking about this ad nauseum for so many years, and I'm sure some of you are so over it, but honestly, it really does work. It really does help. I start with a gratitude meditation. I try and do this every single morning, but honestly, there are some times, you know how it is, where you have to get up earlier or the kids need to be out of the house or fill in the blank. And I end up pulling it into my evening bedtime routine. But I always feel better when I can start with it first thing in the morning. And in fact, it's the reason that I wake up so early, because I want to make sure that I take that time for myself before my kids wake up. It's a really simple thing. You can find tons of them here on YouTube. If you have the Rise app, I've got a ton of meditations that I've done inside of there. But essentially, I focus on 3 to 5 different experiences that I'm really grateful for. Like, I'll think of my grandpa. He comes up a lot in my meditations. He will pop up and I'll just think of the most amazing memories I have of him when I was a little girl, and it always makes me feel so joyful and so loved. Yesterday, I actually had the idea I thought of champagne, a glass of champagne. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to find moments of gratitude that involved champagne. So I thought of times that I've toasted achieving a goal. I thought of the champagne bottle that I carried around for years that had New York Times bestseller on it. And when I finally got to open it, when I achieved that goal, it was so exciting. I thought of the first time that I got to fly on a private plane and someone served me champagne and I felt like the fanciest, queen on the planet. I just thought of these experiences that I've gotten to have around champagne. The entire point of gratitude work, whether it's in meditation or working in your journal, is to raise your vibration. If you're not feeling an emotional reaction, your vibration is staying the same. The next piece is daily movement. And I say movement, I really want you guys to hear this. It doesn't have to be intense. It can be a walk with your dog. It can be a yoga session, a good stretch. It can be the trampoline with your kids, or if you're into it, it can be bodybuilding, HIIT aerobics. You can go do tap dancing, ballet. The idea is that every single day you're raising your heart rate, that you're ideally getting outside if you can. Getting some vitamin D is really good for you. Getting some fresh air, moving your body. Honestly, this weekend I cleaned the house all day. You know what it is, 4 kids, just cleaning. And that was my workout for the day. And it was a really good one. I had my AirPods in my ears and I cleaned and I listened to music and it was awesome. Next, this one might be silly as pajamas, but you know what? I love it. Coffee mugs. I have a weird obsession with coffee mugs. I love them so much. And probably about 2-3 years ago, I was like, why don't I try and have daily mugs that make me this happy? Because my morning routine is so sacred in my life. And the start of that morning routine is always coffee. And so I figured if I could start to collect coffee mugs that made me as happy as my Christmas mugs, I'd be doing myself a really great service. And the way that I've done that is by collecting mugs that are handmade from ceramicists that I found. But yeah, coffee mugs. The last thing is not for everybody, but it really does make me feel better. And so I'm going to say it. That's being productive. It's really interesting to be in Hawaii this summer with the kids because there isn't another person here to help. So I'm figuring out how to navigate the work and managing the kids and keeping everyone happy and keeping everyone fed. And I've found that it works best to plan in advance to be productive. But there's a law that says that work will fill up whatever amount of time you give it. So if you have 3 major tasks that need to be done today, which PS is how I work. If you have a priority planner from start today, you know I love my 3. If you have, let's say, 3 things and you give yourself all day, it'll take all day. But if you have 3 things you want to do and you've only got 90 minutes, you'll get it done or you'll get really close. It definitely makes me feel good to have accomplished anything. Those are my thoughts, guys. Those are the things, 5 simple things that always make me feel better. And maybe one of them will help you, and maybe it's something else entirely. But asking yourself if there are things in life that you can achieve really easily and at any moment that you need them, at any moment that you need to feel better, you can try them out. In fact, I actually keep a list on my phone. I call it a joy list. And it's anything that brings me joy. And most of the things on the list, some of them are fancy, like international travel, but most of them are things that I can access at any moment. Laughing with my kids, listening to Beyonce, dancing around in the kitchen, going on a walk outside in nature and bare feet, anything that's gonna make me feel better that I can access that quickly. Because I try and remember that any feelings I have are the result of what's going on in here. It's never the result of what's going on outside me. So I hope that you find some things that make your life feel better, that make you feel joy. And I hope you have a fantastic week. And if you're watching this in real time, tickets are on sale for my live tour, which is really exciting. So maybe that's one of the things that's gonna make you feel better. I hope I will see you at tour in the fall. If you're still here, I would so love it if you would subscribe to the channel, give this video a thumbs up. And until I see you next time, remember, I love you and I'm rooting for you.